Hey guys, welcome back to the Be For Real podcast episode, lucky number 13, baby.
Let's go, episode 13.
We love it. Actually, 13, you know how they say it's like a bad number?
Mm-hmm.
I always associate with the lucky one.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know if you guys know this, fun fact, hotels, they don't even have floor number 13.
Yeah, they don't.
Because nobody wants to stay on it, which is crazy.
I know. Yeah, now that I think about it. Yeah, no.
Why is 13?
Is that all hotels, though?
I don't know if it's all hotels, but I know a lot of them don't have
that's for sure. I know that a
level
lot
13.
That's funky.
They just jump to 14.
Because they're also supposed to be like haunted or something like that. Or just like usually like the 13th floor is the scary one.
Yeah, because it's like the Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
But I wonder what that originated from.
I don't know.
Because that's kind of interesting. Anyways, we're on episode number 13, and it's a lucky episode.
Yes.
We're putting the good vibrations out there.
Yes. No hauntings.
Yeah, no hauntings for me. Thank you very much. Because I do very much believe in paranormal activity.
Yeah. So
stay
away.
Stay away. Good energy, good vibes.
Absolutely.
Anyways, how has your week been? What you been up to? I feel like I haven't seen you in a long time.
I know. We literally see each other every week, but it still feels like
I know.
It's been forever.
Yeah.
They're like long weeks right now.
Yeah.
Seriously. Especially like with this weather that we talk about every time. But
I know.
Going back and forth. When it's not nice, it's just the time drags on so much. So it feels like it's been a long week.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, no, I've been good. Yeah, I had a busy like last few days. Went out for dinner with family last night and
that's fun.
I had some work earlier in the week.
Fun.
Working on set this week, so that's nice.
That's really nice.
Yeah. I haven't known like what day it is all week.
Honestly, the fact that it's already Thursday is creeping me out.
I know.
Because I swear it was just Sunday.
Yeah.
Like
no, I agree.
Yesterday.
It does feel like it was just Sunday.
So crazy.
Yeah, I had a busy weekend. Good weekend. Yes, not yesterday. On Tuesday, I was on my way to a fitting for the job I'm working on this week. And while I was on my way, I was driving on the freeway and I was beside a dump truck and a big old rock fell and hit my like passenger right side back window and just completely shattered it. So that was really nice. Gave me a big scare. Nothing like a small heart attack on your way to work.
I think I'd actually have a heart attack. I'd be like, what just happened? Did someone just shoot my car? Because that's what glass sounds like when it shatters.
It does, yeah. No, it's freaky for sure. It definitely gave me a heart attack. I like immediately called my dad. And like before I even like said hi, I was like, Dad. And he's like, it always freaks me out when you do
call
that.
your
I'm
dad
like, I'm sure
for things
it does.
like that. Yeah.
No, I always do. Just because he takes care of like everything on my car in general because I've had to do some things because I have a freaking jet.
She has a jet.
I have a jet.
She has a PJ.
I have a PJ.
We're gonna fly on it to Turks and Caicos.
Yes. No, I have a Jeep, so I feel like
they're prone to like
they just
repairs.
are. And my car's older too, so you know.
Yeah.
She needs a good tune-up every once in a while if things happen, whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he knows the drill, so I called him and was like, just, what do I do? Like, because I don't know, I've never had my glass fully, like, shattered like that.
Can you keep driving?
Yeah, because I'm like, this might, like, blow out and, like, fully explode in my car. I'm like, can you drive with no glass fully? Like, is this even legal?
That'll definitely be a
dangerous?
breezy drive.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I called him and then luckily it was like really good timing because I was passing my mom's work like at that same time. She was like just off the freeway like 5 minutes. So instantly I'm like, okay, well I'm just gonna go take my mom's car then because I knew she was at work. So I just like got off the freeway. I just immediately started going to her work and then I called her and I was like, hey, I need to come take your car. Like I'll be there in 5. She's like, okay. And then whatever. So I took her car and then I just like texted my agent because I was like, I'm going to be a little bit late. Like it put me at least 15 minutes behind because I was like obviously dealing with that. Yeah. And then I just took my mom's car to my fitting. It's always so fun like driving someone else's car, even like my mom's car. It's just because my car's so old that I feel like any car that's newer, I feel like I drive so fast.
Oh my God.
Like I'm so not used to it.
It's so true.
Because my car like takes a bit to go fast. Like it's not like you touch and you're like, vroom. Like you got to like push to get going. Yeah. So when I'm in someone's car and it's just like a little push and you're whipping, I'm like, this is fun. Like, it's quick.
Also, the brakes, like when you brake on a new car, they're so sensitive. Yeah. Driving my mom's car, whenever I brake, I literally, like, my head goes into
You do it to yourself, right? Like, whiplash.
Well, that's not like my car, girl.
No. Like, mine needs some effort. Down at those pedals.
Me too.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's fun when I get to drive my mom's car, but it's actually illegal. Don't tell anyone because she's not insured for anyone under 25 and I'm under 25. So
nobody
but,
expose
in case of
her.
emergency had to. So did that. And then I came back and then blah blah blah, we dealt with it. We just like taped it all up and I had to go this morning to get it looked at the shop and we ordered new glass. Blah blah blah. It'll be fine. It'll be fixed in the next few days. But yeah, that was my whoa. What happened kind of day. And of course it's the day where it's literally 28 degrees. It's the hottest day we've had in like 2 weeks. And I'm like standing outside while my dad's like taping up the glass. My dad originally was planning to just knock out the glass because he's like, it's going to fall out anyway. So let's just knock it out and clean it up because it's whatever. But then as he was doing it, he's like, well, actually like your tint is kind of holding the glass in. So he's like, no, it's funny because my mom's like, why don't you just leave it? Like, why are we going to make a big mess when you could just like tape it up? And he's like, okay, fine. We'll just tape it up. That's fine. So we did that. But I'm standing outside and I'm like, it's so hot. Like I'm so sweating. Yeah, it was hot standing in like the beating light on me.
Well, hey, that's better than rain.
Yeah.
Like it is today.
True enough. Yeah, so got that kind of dealt with today. Got to figure that out. But yeah, that was my week. It's been a little eventful, like not eventful but randomly eventful. Yeah, you know. No,
you texted me and you were like, hey girl, I'm on my way but I gotta stop to like inquire about my broken window. It got smashed and I'm like, what? I was so concerned. I'm like, are you okay? Like what happened?
No, I'm good, girl.
But it's good you're good. Like whenever shit like that happens, at the end of the day you just have to be thankful that you're okay.
Yeah,
like you're really all that matters.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
No offense, but I don't give a shit about your car.
Yeah. It was just funny too because it's like it happened and like I was a little like freaked out at first. I was like, because it just happened. I was like, oh my god. But my brain is never like, oh my god, this is so bad. Why did things happen to me?
Yeah.
Like it was like, okay.
Yeah, you're like shit.
Like it was fine. I just like took mom's car, drove to work. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, well, we'll fix it when we fix it. It's fine.
Yeah, and
it's really not a big deal.
Those are like the things that are completely out of your control.
Yeah.
So you couldn't have avoided it. You couldn't have stopped it. It literally just happened to you. And so things that are out of your control, don't stress about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good. You're okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
How's your week been? Anything stressful like that? Or?
No. Thankfully not. Yeah. No. My week has been good. I'm trying to think back now. I actually went to the beach. And it was really nice. I got a couple hours of tanning in.
Nice.
Which was like my first beach session of the summer.
Yeah.
So now it like really feels like summer. I'm talking like it's sunny right now today. And this week is supposed to be pure shit. But it was really nice like last week. And it just really kickstarted summer for me where I'm like, okay, now I'm like in that headspace because it really only feels like summer when the weather matches it. So getting out and getting to like go to the beach, it being really hot and like it was just vibes, fun day.
That's really fun.
So I did that.
Did you go to? Where'd you go?
I went in Mission. What's it called? Hayward. Oh. So it was like a lake, but like a beach lake. The water's really nice.
The water's really cold, isn't it?
Oh, it's freezing. It's like a cold plunge. But it's super clear. It's like literally green. It's really nice. In Vancouver, we have beaches, but they're kind of like really far from, because we live like in the outskirts of Vancouver.
Yeah.
And if you want to go to the real beach ocean, you need to go kind of more towards like downtown, which is like an hour or more away. And so usually like in the summer we'll go to the beach, but it's really a lake.
Yeah.
With sand, but it still gives you the same vibes.
You know what I forget about is like I haven't been to White Rock Beach since I was a kid because when I was younger we would go with my grandpa would take us like every weekend in the summer.
I forgot about that actually.
But it's fun because when the tide's out, it's all like the like squishy sands, like wet sands rather than, you know, all the beaches downtown are like pebbly rocks and sands. Like it's not. Yeah. Like when the tide's out, you can actually like go on the wet sands. Yeah. And I haven't been to White Rock Beach in so long. Actually, honestly, forever.
I got a memory of us. You know when Snapchat just like puts photos up, it's like random.
Yeah.
I got a photo of us and we were at White Rock. Remember we went
with me?
Yeah, it was last year around this time. We took, do you want me to show you the photo if I could find it?
That was like the other side, like more like Crescent Beach. But yes, I do remember
that. There's two sides to it?
Yes.
Because I thought Crescent Beach was just like White Rock Beach. Or
no, there's like White Rock Main Beach, like where the pier is into the water. And where all like the restaurants are. That's
now
like
I know what you're talking about.
On the side, and then where we were was like Crescent Beach.
Okay, now I know what you're
so it's like
talking about.
Two different beaches, but I mean along the same shoreline.
Okay, yeah.
But same area. But that's funny. Yeah, now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I did that, which was fun. I just want to be very active this summer in terms of getting out of the house, taking advantage of the hot weather, like planning things to do, going to the beaches, going hiking, whatever. We already said this in our summer bucket list video. But yeah, this morning, Joel and I went to go play tennis in the rain.
Oh my God.
Because we planned to do it last night, and we're like, or I asked him, I was like, hey, would you rather like just wake up and go out and play tennis for an hour instead of going to the gym, just to switch it up?
Yeah.
And also you can't really do this year round because, you
Fair
know,
enough,
the rest of the year shit. So we woke up and we got in the car and we're like, oh, it's drizzling. And we're like, oh, whatever, it's too late now. We got there. It was drizzling the whole time. It wasn't like downpouring, but
bigger outside, obviously, right?
Yeah. It wasn't, you know, the best day to play this morning, but nevertheless, it was nice to get outside. Yeah. Because it wasn't freezing. Because, you know, it's June, it's not going to be freezing. Yeah. So it was still like a good temperature, but it was just like shitty. I felt like I went to war after that. I'm like, I just played tennis in the rain. Like, usually I'm like, no, thank you. Like, that's not for me. Because I used to play soccer. If you guys didn't know, I played soccer like my whole life. I only just stopped playing like this past year. I always had to play soccer games in the rain. And I hate that. I absolutely hate that. That's honestly one of the main reasons why I stopped playing, was because I hated playing in the rain. I can't do it no more. I can't do it. It's just the worst feeling. But the best feeling about that is when you're done. Yeah, true. And then you get to like take a hot shower, you get a warm drink. Yeah. And so that's what my head, I was like, okay, like I used to do this every single weekend. I can do it once. Yeah. But yeah, it was super fun. We're, you know, upping our tennis skills. I actually lost all of my skill from 2 years ago.
Like, I don't know how to play.
I suck. I suck ass. Okay, I'm really talking down to myself here, but I used to be so much better. Joel's like, come on girl, get it together, pick it up, we gotta rally here. And I'm like, you know what would be really fun if we took tennis lessons. Like, why not? Like,
that'd be fun.
Just a few lessons. That'd be like fun. Private lessons. Like, they bring like what's it called, like those shooters that shoot the ball out, and you just like, you know, practice your swing. Yeah,
that's
like,
really fun, actually.
Yeah, I'm like, why don't we just randomly do a couple tennis lessons in the summer? That'd be super fun. Anyways, yeah, that's what I did this morning. I'm just trying to think what else eventful happened. You know what is actually a good tip to remember what happened throughout your week?
Your camera roll?
Is looking at your camera roll. And we never have thought to do that.
Oh, yeah, let's check it out.
Oh, I started this week the new season of Love Island. Ooh. You need to get on it, girl.
Yeah, I'm going to watch the USA first. Season 5 of the USA, and then 6. Okay. Ariana's on it from Vanderpump. Because Hannah specifically told me, I was like, well, Michaela told me to watch the UK one. And she's like, well, watch season 5 first, because that's what she's watching right now. She's like, so then we can talk about it. Like, she can only find season 5 and the start of season 6 on whatever programs. Yeah. Anyway, so she's like, just watch those two, so then you at least get the gist of it. She's like, and then start it, because obviously there's more seasons on season. Yeah. I'll be stuck into that one for longer, so I'm like, I'm just gonna do the USA, like just the one season or whatever, and then I'll watch. Yeah. So
but watching the USA, just know Love Island UK is a whole different breed. Yeah. I forgot. Okay, I did watch one season of the USA one, which was good. It was really good, but nothing does it like the UK. I don't know if it's their accents, I don't know what it is, or the drama that they have, but it's just so good. And I'm pretty sure the one I did watch was season 5, because it was the newer one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But it is a good season. So I'm excited to start that's a good one to start. But I am starting season 11. I'm pretty sure it's 11 of the UK one. Mm-hmm. It's good so far. And it's not like fully out yet. So they're posting a new episode like every day or every second day, which I love. And I'm like halfway through like the episodes that are out right now. Mm-hmm. So
it's funny that you love that. I hate that so much.
Really?
Just because I want to sit and watch 4 episodes in a row, and then like another night watch like 2. Like, I hate watching one episode and it ends and me like, hey, I have to wait till next week to see what happens. I'd rather just like binge it and then be like, okay, I'll stop here by my choice, and then I'll watch a few. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally
That's why
get
like,
that.
I'd rather just binge a whole season.
Yeah. No, it's true. But if you're watching it live and you have other people watching it live, you can all talk about it. Because if you're binging a show, most likely nobody's going to be binging it at the same time as you.
Well, do you remember how I told you I never finished The Bachelorette?
Yeah.
It's a weekly show. Literally every weekly show I start, true. I never finish them because I just lose interest because I forget. It's true. That's why I don't like watching it, because I literally will forget that it happened. Yeah. Yeah. And then I lose interest and I'm like, hey, whatever, I don't care.
Well, what's good about Love Island is that they post consistently. Yeah. Like, they post an episode I think every single day, and that's why there's like 50 episodes.
Oh damn. Okay. Yeah. That's a lot.
So you can't lose interest because you're going to want to know what happens every single day.
True.
In the villa.
Okay, well, I'll start it because I just finished watching. I don't know if you've heard of Perfect Match.
Oh my gosh, Kate.
That show sucks.
I've heard of it, but I never started watching it.
I've watched it because I watched the first season, and like I've seen all like the reality Netflix shows, so like I know all the people that are on this show, so that's why I'm like interested in watching it. But it's just like it's so stupid because no one's actually matching to actually. They're just trying to win the money at the end because they're all in the Netflix universe. They've all done their actual try at love.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well now they're all just like hooking up with each other. It's like ingenuine, and they're all just like.
What's the prize money for that show? I don't remember.
I don't remember. I want to say it's like 30. No, they got like an all-inclusive, all paid for trip with whatever a couple wins or something like that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, anyways, it's like pretty trash and there's only like 10 episodes. But I started it, so I'm like, okay, well now I need to finish it. So I'm going to start Love Island now because that's over and it was not good compared to, I'm sure, Love Island.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about watching Perfect Match, but I wasn't sure because the first season that came out of it, I think Madison watched it and I think she told me like it's not that good.
It's not.
And so now that season 2 is out, I've been seeing like videos about it and I know like mostly everybody on it. So that's like the only reason that would incentivize me to go watch it. But do you think it's worth it? Like, should I watch it?
I mean, if you need something to watch and it's a quick 10 episodes, like
it's like a quick rip.
Yeah. If you're going to binge it, like, do it because like that's quick.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of if there's anything else I did. Hannah and I went to Fort Langley like, the other day and we just had like, oh my God, it was such a nice day out and we just kind of like walked around and it was so funny actually because we went to go to a cafe and it's a really good cafe.
Yeah.
It made me laugh because we're like both starving. We get there at like 12 and we're like, okay, we're like ready for some breakfast. And we both got like a ham and cheese croissant and then a drink. And we went and sat like out on their little patio and ate. Within my first bite, I'm like, oh no, there's like mustard on this. And I hate mustard.
Me too, girl.
I hate mustard, okay? I can deal with sometimes at set when you get like, it'll be like sandwich time. They'll have like a thin little layer of it and it's on one piece of the bread.
It's so skimpy.
I can make do with it, right? A tiny bit of mustard. I just hate mustard. I'm not a huge hater on a lot of foods. I am very picky, so I don't like a lot of foods, but there's not some foods that I'm like, I will literally throw up if this is in my mouth.
Yeah.
Mustard is one of them. And so, yeah, I realized, I'm like, oh no, this has mustard on it. And then I realized it's like Dijon mustard. So I'm like, oh, well, this should be better. Usually it's not as like potent.
So much better than.
And then I had a couple more bites and I was like, ooh. There's a lot of Dijon mustard on this. And I like opened up and I tried to like scrape it off and it just like whatever. And then I got one bite. I'm not even halfway into this sandwich. I got one bite and there was just so much on it. And I literally was sitting there like, like I'm looking at Hannah like, I can't do this.
You're about to regurgitate.
I was like, I'm not spitting this up on the table. Like I would do that, but I was like, no. So all of a sudden I just like, I chewed it really, really fast and then like washed it down with my drink. And I'm like, I'm really hungry, so I want to eat the food and I just pay for it.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to just waste this food because I don't like the mustard.
Yeah.
I literally chewed it so fast. And then she's like, stop eating it if you don't like it. And I'm like, okay, well, so I tried to get more off. And then I literally just took out like the piece of ham with cheese on it and just was like eating that.
No, you didn't.
I couldn't do it because it was like on both sides and like thick.
Oh no.
And it didn't say like on the menu, it just said ham and cheese croissant.
No.
And I could see that there was like lettuce on it. But
why would you put mustard on that?
Fair enough, like I didn't ask if there was any sauce or anything on it, but I wouldn't think, I don't know. I feel like they would say, I don't know.
I feel like mustard is not something, like if you put mustard in something, you gotta specify ham and cheese croissant, emphasize with mustard. Because I don't think it's...
I feel like a good handful of people would not like that, right?
Like when you think of a ham and cheese croissant, you don't think of mustard. When I think of a ham and cheese croissant, I think of mayo.
Yeah, I think of like ham and cheese or just like butter. Like,
but butter or mayo.
Like I don't think of,
not mustard. So if you're putting it...
we didn't assume it was going to be on the
No, obviously not. I mean,
sandwich.
I feel like nobody would.
Yeah. And then
you got disappointed.
Yeah, so then I was all sad and like she only had like a couple bites of hers left and I think I grossed her out so much from like reacting, being like, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
And she liked it, but she was like, you really grossed me out. I can't eat this anymore. And I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's funny.
Like, sorry, girl. So then we're both like still a bit hungry.
You guys are like starving. You're like,
still
oh no,
starving.
what to eat too?
We like walked around for a bit, but eventually, so a new place opened up, which is so cool. It's a fully vegan, plant-based cafe. So everything on the menu is vegan. And I got a grilled cheese with a Caesar salad, like the vegan dressing, the vegan cheese, the vegan everything. Like I didn't have to take a lactate pill before I ate. Like I literally just had a grilled cheese.
Yes.
Caesar salad, like when the dressing is, you know, usually dairy.
Yeah.
And it was so good. And it was so good. And they also have some like gluten-free cookies and pastries and stuff. But
we gotta go. What's it called? Do you remember?
I actually don't remember what it's called.
Okay.
But I know that Hannah knows because she was like, oh my God, there's one of these in White Rock and I've been wanting to go. So we literally walked past it and we're like, let's go in.
Oh, perfect. So
I was, you know, still hungry from my gross Dijon mustard sandwich.
It all worked out.
So yeah, it ended up being good. But yeah, I wanted to tell you about that place because it was really good.
Yeah, we do love ourselves a good cafe, guys, up in here. We are cafe girls.
Cafe girls.
And there's a big differentiation between a good cafe and a not so good cafe. So we love our cafes. And I would like to say I'm connoisseur. A cafe connoisseur.
Cafe connoisseur.
Cafe connoisseur.
Yeah, me too at this point, honestly.
Speaking about drinks, today I made myself a matcha. Yeah, she's good.
I have a matcha as well.
It's really cute, guys. Look at her little cup.
It's like a little, it's leaking now.
When she walked in, I was like,
circular one.
That is a bubble cup. Like, that is really cute. Cheers to episode 13, babe.
This is like probably the best cafe matcha I've had in so long. It's one near my house. It's just really nice. So I've gotten it like 3 times this week because it's like right near. And actually, this is about to sound so insane to you guys for me to say it's actually fairly cheap compared to other places because it's like $5.
That's cheap.
But you know how messed up that is to say it's like $5 is cheap because I'm used to paying like with tip $7, $8, or $9 for a matcha, and it's usually quite mediocre. This literally comes to $5.25 with oat milk and sweetener.
Okay, that is really good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's only oat milk is an added $1 and sweetener is an added $1.
They're trying to get the duellas up.
So it's only like $7.50 for a matcha, and then you tip like usually $1 or so, and it's expensive. But it's pretty good. I was like, the tip is like $6.25. I'm like, okay, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, no, that's
jokes. I'm happy with that.
No, that's great. I just saw this like nutrient fact about like matcha, and apparently it's like really good for you. Something about
anti-inflammatory, antioxidants.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's green tea. Green tea's so good for you.
So get your matcha in, girls.
Yes.
Sip, sip, sip.
It is. There's lots of good antioxidants in it, and it also is anti-inflammatory, and that's why it's.
Well, there we go.
Good. That's why they say you should drink like green tea every morning.
Matcha.
So that way you can be a skinny queen every morning.
Matcha to start the day keeps the doctor away.
Yeah.
That's what they say around here.
Stay away, doctor, because we got our drinks.
We got the green juice.
Yeah. So one time I was walking to work, and I had a matcha in my hand, and someone's like, oh, look at you, so healthy with your green juice. And I was like, this is matcha. Like,
green
get
juice.
It right. This is not green juice. This is matcha. Don't disrespect my girl like that.
No, that's disrespect.
I really was like, ha ha ha. What? This is matcha.
Bombastic side.
You don't know nothing about matcha.
You are not a cafe connoisseur.
No, not like me, girl.
No.
Just kidding. It was just so funny because I'm like, I literally just drink matcha. I don't even drink coffee. I'm a cafe connoisseur. Don't even drink coffee at all. She's
just there for the matcha and the chai and the hot chocolate.
Yeah, that's one of those 3.
Oh, and the tea.
True. One
like
of those,
any good. Teas.
You're good. So we wanted to answer a couple questions. I saw a comment on our YouTube channel about, actually, what did someone say? I should find out specifically, but someone asked us a question about relationships and then was like, I love you guys. Would love to hear about some relationship advice and talks in future episodes. And then pretty much just said what they said about their situation. They're like, I just want to know if you guys have been through anything similar, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, okay, well, that would be a good conversation because we have touched on relationship stuff, but nothing where we've answered relationship specific questions. So we asked you guys on our Instagram and only 3 of you guys replied.
Thanks, guys.
We also only posted this like yesterday, right? And we're
last night.
So we didn't give it that much time anyways. Yeah. So it's okay. We forgive you. We're like, all right, we have 3 questions.
Yeah, we have 3 questions on our Instagram.
Well, I guess 4 because that comment left a question. Let's go into depth on each question.
It's okay. We'll make it work.
Yes, we will. So we just thought we would just answer a couple questions on, I don't know what we know, because once again, we've told you guys before, we have definitely different POVs and relationship statuses. So it could be interesting to find out just what we would have to say from either
each
of our
POV.
Point of views. Yeah. So the comment that was left, their question would be, or what they said was, they're going through a really tough breakup and they're unsure what to do because they're so happy and peaceful with their ex, and it feels like they've lost a part of themselves since then, and want to know if we've ever been through anything like this before.
I have been in a relationship before, Joel, when I was, I don't know, I can't remember now, 16 maybe, 15, like puppy little love. You know, when you're at that age. Yeah. At the time, I thought that it was just like, oh my God, we're going to be with each other forever. at the ripe age of 15, girl. Obviously, it was upsetting when we broke up, even though he was a toxic asshole. You are talking to this person every single day. You are maybe seeing this person every single day or very, very often. Anything that comes to an end, it's sad, period.
Yeah.
It's going to be sad. It's going to be hard to go through, and it's tough. But it all stems back to everything happens for you and everything happens for a reason. Even though it could feel right and it could feel like this is your person and you can't accept the fact that, you're no longer together. If it's meant to be, it will be.
Mm-hmm.
And he will come back to you.
Yeah.
I promise you that. Like, nothing that is meant for you will pass you by. And that's what you really have to just realize and have the mindset that this right now is happening to you for the better. Maybe you need to learn a lesson. Maybe, I don't even know, you're going to find your actual person soon. Whatever it is, maybe you need to work on yourself now and take the time to, be single, and you're going to learn a lot through that process. And there could be a million explanations for why this is happening. But when it comes down to it, you just have to know and realize that better things are coming. This is happening for you for whatever the reason it's going to be. Yeah,
I personally also have been through a similar experience, and it's so much harder to move on from someone when you don't hate them, when something bad didn't happen, or in your position, how you're saying, I still feel at peace and I'm still happy or whatever. It's so much harder to do that.
100%.
Because it just feels almost more painful to be able to be okay, this person is still great. We just ended for whatever reason it was. But, I don't hate this person. They didn't do me terribly wrong, that, I can just think of the bad things to get me through it. It's, it's way harder, I would fully say, to be still in a good spot with them and move on. That is extremely hard to do, because when you can just hate someone, or they did something bad, or you have these bad feelings towards them, it's easier to just think those things and be they did this, so yeah, I should get over them. Oh yeah, if I'm thinking I miss them, just remember this bad thing or whatever, right? So it's hard when you don't have that. And it's you almost wish that you did, because you're I wish I just hated you, it would be so much easier. But like you said, you got to learn and you got to grow from it. Absolutely. And what I will also say too is your partner's gonna want to be with you. Yeah. Right. So you just have to remember that, whoever your partner's going to be, your future, spouse, they're going to want to be with you. They're going to want to make things work. So if it's just not working, or this person's whatever, and like you said, sometimes people grow apart just to come together later in life. You really never know, what if, what the circumstances are.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it feels like a piece of yourself, I think it's also a reason to reflect and look in at yourself, because if it really feels like a piece of you, it's okay, well, maybe you were a little too attached to this person if you really feel like you lost a part of yourself with this person. I do understand that obviously you can get very deeply connected in relationships, but I feel at the same time, if you really feel wow, I'm not whole without this person, that to me is a sign that you need to work on being whole by yourself before you can be with anyone. Because I feel a lot of the people that can be kind of broken or don't feel whole as a person by themselves, when they go and attach to someone, that turns into them
that can become really toxic.
Yes. And then if you eventually something happens, you literally feel broken, and you don't even know yourself anymore, because you've just attached all that.
Your identity is within them.
Yeah. It's become them, they have to fill you up and they make you whole. So then if they pull out, you're no longer that way, right? So I just really think that working on feeling super whole and at peace with yourself, and feeling you working on whatever you think it might be to fill the voids in your life, and to piece yourself together and feel as though you are whole without this person. That way later down the line, if they ever come back, or you're in a new relationship, well, hopefully in that same sense, the same kind of thing will happen. You will feel more whole, that if they did leave or whatever happened, yes, you'd be sad, whatnot. Obviously it's not a great experience, but you won't have the same feelings as feeling not yourself. Right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it totally makes sense. And that thing about being whole is so true, where you can be in such a toxic relationship, but you both won't be able to go and leave each other because you weren't whole going into it. So your identities are within each other.
Yeah. You rely on each other to just
for literally to be
yourself.
You.
Yeah. And that's
so that's not what you want. And I'm just a firm believer in, it's so important to know who you are first before jumping into any relationship. Because that's most important. I also believe you could do a lot of growing within your relationship. I believe you could find yourself in a relationship as well.
Yeah.
But at some point on your timeline, you have to make sure that you find yourself and you know who you are before like fully committing to somebody. Because the lines can get really blurred there.
I think if you can like take a step out of your body for a moment and think, I'm with this person, but if they left me tomorrow, am I gonna still be okay with myself as a person? Mm-hmm. Am I still gonna be able to live on and do the same things I do every day and still be myself without this person? Mm-hmm. If the answer is no, then that's when I feel like you need to definitely work on some things before you get yourself into like such situations, right? And if your answer is yes, I feel like that's a healthy spot to be like, okay, I feel like I can add people to my life, and even if I get super attached, I still will feel okay if this person is no longer around.
Yes, yeah. Right? 100%.
Yeah. Okay, somebody said, I feel like this is a good question for you to answer. I mean, I can give my feedback as well, but someone said, how do I know this is the right man? I've never been in a relationship.
I don't even know how to, like, you just know. Like, it's just this feeling that, you know what it is actually? You don't have any doubts.
Yeah.
When people talk to me, and they put their significant other in a sentence, you know, yeah, we're going to go there if we're still together at that point.
Side eye.
Because what do you mean if? In my head, if you know when somebody's right for you, like if you have no doubts about them, because if they're not the person for you, you're going to have doubts.
Yeah.
There's going to be those little doubts that start creeping up. And you got to listen to those little doubts.
They're always right.
That's your intuition.
It is, yeah.
It literally is your intuition, like in the back of your head, screaming doubts at you. And with Joel, like there's no doubts. I have no doubt that we're going to be with each other. There has never been a doubt in my mind. Like there's no day, hour, minute that I think to myself, oh, I wonder if, you know, if we're going to get married one day. I wonder if he's going to, like, if we're going to have kids together, like if he's going to be my husband. But there's no ifs.
Yeah.
There's never been an if.
Yeah, it's just a when.
It's just a when, exactly. Yeah. And so that's, I feel like, a really good way to, you know, judge that. If you want to know if somebody is for you, is just start with that. Just be like, okay, do I have any doubts about this person? And if there even is, I'm sorry, like one doubt, odds are maybe things are going to start heading in another direction. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I also feel like what goes hand in hand with the doubt is like, what makes you usually doubt in your relationship is like from your partner. I mean, it also can be from yourself, like have your own doubts, but I mean, like usually it might be actions that come about from your partner that makes you doubt it. So I feel like if your partner also does things that makes you doubt the relationship, then that I don't think that's a good sign. If your partner never does anything that makes you doubt it, then I feel like you're on the same page. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like if they're doing things that can lead you to think, oh, I'm not sure, those things that they're doing must mean that they're also not unsure. Like I feel like if your partner was totally sure about you, their actions just wouldn't their actions wouldn't show you otherwise.
Exactly.
Right?
No, 100%. And also it's like, let's say,
and then you're on the same page, because if they're not making you ever feel that like way, well, it's like, well, then you can kind of, you know, your actions always show your thoughts. Like your actions show the kind of person you are.
Actions speak louder than words. Yeah. Let's say I'm talking to a guy and
I'm telling.
Hypothetically. Yeah, hypothetically. We're texting back and forth. This goes on for like a week. And then all of a sudden he like stops answering my text messages. He answers every like 5 hours, very, you know, infrequent. And then obviously like your suspicions are going to rise and they're going to be like, what happened? Like, why isn't he texting me? So then a few days roll by. This has been happening. Then I go ask the guy and I'm like, hey, like, why are you only answering me like every 5 hours now? Like, is there something up? The guy proceeds to answer and he says, you know what? Like, yeah, like work's been really busy. I've been really, you know, just caught up in this and that and whatever. I'm sorry. Never believe that bullshit. That is your sign right there that it's not it. Actions speak louder than words at the end of the day.
Yeah.
When shit like that happens and you have this intuitive feeling, it's usually right.
Yeah.
And you can like assess that by the energy of the situation and the energy that they're inputting. Yeah. You know?
I just think you'll never, like, with the partner who's meant to be with you, like, you'll never be confused. You'll never be confused. You'll never be like, I wonder if they really like it. Like, you'll just know.
The reassurance will always be there.
Yes, you will know. They will make it known. Like, I've seen people in relationships where it's like, it's so obvious that they both feel the exact same way about each other, right? So they are meant to be. I've also seen relationships where it's like you can even just see from the outside, you're like, I can tell that they're not on the same page here, or that it's confusing, so they must not be 100% or whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
And that's how I know that I've never been with the right person, because I've never been 100% sure about anyone. I feel like everyone I've been with, I've always had doubts.
Yeah.
I've always had doubts. I've always had concerns. So that's how you know. It's like I always knew these people weren't right for me.
Yeah.
But what's hard is like when you're in that position and you're comfortable with someone. That was more or less of like my situation when I was in a relationship for 2 years. I just felt so comfortable. I knew that we weren't going to be together. Like I fully knew that the whole time we were together.
That's
but it's
crazy.
like you're just so comfortable, and it's like a first big relationship that you don't know any different, it feels like, even though you do, but it just feels like you don't, or like, what am I gonna do? But yeah, you get over it, and then you're like, okay, I literally knew. Why didn't I just act on this faster? Because you always know. You just know.
Yeah. And also speaking into that is like trust. If you're seeing a guy, you're dating somebody, and you have to worry about him going out with his guy friends, for example, and you have to worry if he's out there cheating on you or not, please walk the other way.
If you just have no trust, uncalled for, like if there's, obviously if you have like, your own issues from past, that's different, and your partner hasn't done anything to make you untrust them or untrustworthy, then, that also could be something that's like, you need to work on yourself and let yourself trust. But if they are doing things and make you out, and make you believe that they shouldn't be trustworthy because you are, this is suspicious or this is weird, it 100% is going to be. And you will find out down the road that you were right. So it's like, just always listen to your gut.
The guy that I was dating when I was like, this is like a lifetime ago, guys. It was like grade 10. Sure. I don't even know, grade 9, I think grade 10. Okay, this is a funny story. This is a one for the books. Wait, before you say that, I just want to wrap up that question. It'll just be like a little side. Okay. Partner. But yes, because for a second I was like, wait, what even was the question? Because we do that. I know. Wait, we go on so many little side tangents, and I'm like,
but yeah, if you've never been in a relationship, I just think you'll know. Just literally follow your gut. If you aren't 100% confident, you're like, everything that they do, their actions line up with my gut feeling that they are perfect, then I think you're lucky you found them. But if you do have your concerns, things come about, or you're just like, nah, if you feel that way even one time, I don't know. I don't think it's right. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Right. Like, just because this person isn't the right person, they're just helping you get to your next person to then find the right person, okay? Like, it's all a journey. It doesn't mean that you're never going to find the right person. It just means now isn't the right time.
You're honestly one step closer to finding your person.
Exactly.
You just have to see it like that.
Yeah, one step closer. So thank them.
Yeah, thank them for coming into your life and showing you that they're not it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Okay, so what's the story?
So
young love relationship.
Young love. I was dating this guy, whatever. He went to a different school than me. We met through like a mutual. We had been dating for, I don't know, like 8-10 months at this point. And I left for Montreal. Me and my family just go sometimes for like my cousin's weddings and stuff, because all of our family lives there, or most of our family lives back east. Anyways, so we went, and I'm pretty sure we were gone for a while. We were gone for like maybe 3 weeks. I just remember it being a really long vacation. I was with said boy at the time.
Yeah.
We were talking every day. Everything was fine. But I just had this gut feeling. There's just something that doesn't feel right. But I wasn't really paying like that much attention, because, I was with family. I was having so much fun. Yeah. Oh my God. This was like such a toxic relationship. It's so funny thinking back on it. He wouldn't let me, like, if I this is so funny to say out
like
loud.
Saying it's this is so bad. Yeah.
Like, if I talked to like a boy at school, I would get in trouble from him. And he wouldn't, like, he like wanted me on a string. So I wasn't allowed to go to like a party and hang out with guys there. Like, I wasn't allowed anywhere. Or else he would call me all the words you can think of.
Oh God.
So guys, obviously this is when I was very young. I feel like a lot of people go through this because it's like, you're so dumb.
Oh yeah, your brain is fresh. Like, you don't know any better.
You're literally like young.
No, we're not judging you here, okay? We've all been through some tragic
No, I'm just saying, like, guys, I swear none of this would ever slide today. Like, not even close. No. Like, jail, okay? Jail time. For real.
Yep.
So in Montreal, he tells me, he's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to a party tonight. In my head, I'm like, funny how roles reverse.
Yeah, the double standards are
crazy. Double
crazy.
Standards, girl. What am I gonna do about it? I I don't give a shit. But obviously in my head, I just didn't have a good feeling. And I'm like, something's happening tonight.
Yeah.
So shit's going to go down.
Oh, yeah.
Woke up the next morning to a Snapchat video from one of my best friends at the time, who sends me somebody else's Snapchat story. This is so funny, of him making out with another girl.
Like in the background or fully it was them?
No, like fully.
And puts it on their story. That's so funny.
It on their story.
Just in front of the 50 people at the party. Like,
Dead
not
ass.
suspicious.
No, dead ass. And this was like, this story was sent to me by one of my good friends, and she's like, yo.
Girl.
She's like, girl, wake up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I saw it. I'm like, this is the first thing I see in the morning.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, the story gets worse, guys. Just hold on.
No.
So I'm like, oh my God, like, I knew something was going to happen. To be honest, at this point, this guy had put me through so much shit that I didn't give a shit.
Like, I just don't care at this point.
At this point, I was so numb to like all the shit he had put me through, blackmailing. The list goes freaking on.
Yeah.
The words that I was called, everything that he did, toxic.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm like, I was kind of happy it happened.
You're like, good.
If I'm completely honest, it was just an excuse to get out.
Yeah.
Then I call him up and I'm like, hey, saw a video. He's like, what do you mean? And I'm like,
it's so funny as if he doesn't already know that it's on someone's story. He probably was like, oh no.
I sent him the video and he's like, that's not me.
Oh. The gaslighting.
No,
literally not me. That was AI.
No. Yeah, AI wasn't
even
even a
AI
thing back then. Good try. And I was like, it's not you, huh? It's not you? Yeah, it's not you. Camera right in your face. This is not you. This is just a clone. Anyways, deny. And finally he's like, he just accepts it. And I'm like, dude, like, you could have done this 2 hours ago.
He's like, okay,
whatever.
fine, it was me.
Yeah, literally.
Okay, and what was that for?
Anyways, it was impossible to get out of this relationship because this guy would blackmail me. Like, I'm not even going to say anything because it's just too in depth. But at the time, it felt impossible. You know what I mean? Yeah. I get back from Montreal and I have him over at my house. We were watching a movie. Okay, I don't remember the exact thing that he asked me, but he said something along the lines. I just remember he wanted me to get him a snack in the pantry. He's like, hey, can you give me a snack in the pantry? And I'm like, yeah, just hold on. Like, give me 5 minutes. He gets mad that I said that I was going to take 5 minutes to do it. So he pulls out his phone and he shows me the video of him making out with the other girl. He's like, oh, look what I did. See, yeah, that's me. Do you want me to do it again?
What the?
It gets worse. It gets worse,
like,
guys.
Get me that snack quick, bitch. Now.
No, literally.
Or I'm doing it again.
Literally. So he's like putting this video in my face and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, get that out of my face, you asshole. And
it's like so bad at that age and like in that moment, but it's so funny thinking about it now.
No, it's actually hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, this is, anyways, highlight of my teen years. Shoving this video in my face when, first of all,
like,
boy,
it,
you were denying that for the first few hours. So
and now you're a big man that has video proof.
No, literally. So I'm like, okay, get out of my house. Like, you're done. Like, this is when I was like, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done. Get out.
Yeah.
Like, bye. Just leave.
Yeah.
He wouldn't leave. So I'm like, I'm leaving then. I go upstairs and I lock myself in the bathroom. Because at that point, it was like the only door at my house that I can go in that had like a lock.
Yeah.
So I locked myself in the bathroom because he kept shoving it in my face.
Yeah.
Like, he wouldn't stop. So I go in the bathroom, lock the door. This bitch slides his phone under the door crack to show me the video. He wouldn't get it out of my face.
Like, oh, that's funny because now I'm snatching your phone.
That's
and I'm
funny.
shattering it.
Now I'm gonna literally flush your phone down my toilet.
Yeah, thanks. Good idea.
Yeah, literally. So what I
I'm
did,
posting it on my story and saying I'm a big fat nerd.
no, literally, I'm pretty sure like I was so pissed I did a whole phone reset factory on his thing.
Oh,
like I deleted
my God.
everything because I'm
actually
like,
iconic.
this video has to leave. So I like deleted everything off his phone
That's iconic.
because I'm like, you gave it to me. It's
Reset,
in here.
like the things like hola, bienvenue, and you're like, gotcha,
bitch.
That's hilarious. And he didn't even have that backed up to his computer in those days. So
Oh,
it
yeah.
would have been gone.
Gone, girl. Then he finally proceeds to leave and walk away. And then he came back a few weeks later with flowers at my front door. And I don't really remember what happened after that. But
That's crazy.
yeah, anyways. Isn't that just like funny now?
It's funny now, but yeah, it was probably,
maybe
just
traumatic in the moment.
For sure. No, I've had moments like that for sure. That was so traumatic. But now that I think about it, it makes me laugh.
It's actually like, thinking back on it, I'm like, holy crap. The fact that, it just icks me out.
Yeah.
That I gave him the time of day. But everything in life, you know, happens for a reason. It happens for you to learn. And it's so funny because when Joel came into my life and we started talking, I was like, I thought he was an angel from heaven. Yeah. Because I'm like, is this what like a healthy relationship
like, this is how people are supposed to actually talk to you?
No.
And treat you?
And like, I told him that I was like going out with friends and I wouldn't get yelled at for it.
He'd be like, cool, have fun.
Yeah, have fun. And I was literally like, wait, what? Anyways.
Like, are you sure you don't want to fight me right
now?
No,
seriously though.
Yeah.
The contrast is just crazy. Yeah, that's just like a funny story that I guess was the moment to share.
Between like 16 and 20 years old, relationship trauma is crazy. Like, it's intense.
The shit that you let happen is insane.
It just blows my mind that like obviously we are so easy manipulated because we don't know any better yet.
Yeah.
But the fact that like these guys already know how to manipulate the shit out of you.
Honestly,
at 16 years old.
It's almost like it's in their
like
genetics.
They just know. They know how to make your life hell.
That's
think
creepy.
It's okay.
That's creepy.
It is a weird thing. I'm like, why do you already know how to treat me like absolute shit and you've never been in a relationship? I don't know.
That's actually insane psychopath behavior.
Like, where do you learn that? Thank you. I actually, one thing I can remember that this is like funny. This makes me laugh, guys. Once I was like, I'm going to say probably 18 when this happened. Older. My ex was sleeping. And I was like, time to look through the phone.
I knew you were going to say that.
No, guys, if you actually have, like, the intuition, like, I feel like I need to look through your phone. You're finding something bad. You will, every single time.
Oh, yeah.
Every single time. So, obviously, I did. I looked through his phone. And I just found, like, weird conversation. I'm not going to, like, say what the conversations were, but he was, like, talking to people about, like, just not cool shit. So, I punched him to wake him up from his sleep. I literally punched him in the chest. I went, wake up. Like,
that is hilarious.
My friends they literally say that all the time. Like, remember when you punched him awake? And I was like, yeah, because I was mad. Like,
that is not like
I
so
punched
funny.
him in the face, but I literally
you should have, girl.
punched on his chest, and I was like,
that's so
wake
funny.
up,
you should have punched his nose. You should have broke his nose.
Yeah, dead ass. But anyways, he obviously told me that it was all just a big joke. They were joking.
Oh yeah,
of course.
You were all joking.
It was a big joke.
It was a big joke.
Anyways, I'm like, oh, haha, yeah, it's definitely not a joke, but we'll just stay together for another year because I'm stupid.
No, girl, trust me, I got some.
No, you get like manipulated so hard. It's like you're actually under control. It's super hard to get out of like toxic relationships.
No, it really is. And I forgot to mention this part of the story, but when I did have his phone at that point, I obviously looked through it.
Yeah.
Found he's been cheating on me for a long time, so.
He gave me the proof. I just wanted to
see with my own eyes. He had multiple conversations with girls rolling in everywhere, and that factory reset hopefully did him dirty.
Yeah. The factory reset is crazy. I love it.
Crazy.
I also have one more thing actually.
Go ahead,
this was
girl.
at the end of my relationship. Like, we broke up and I think I like just turned 21. Was just about to turn 21. That was the tail end. So I was still 20 at the time. And that was the end. I haven't been in a relationship since then. So it's been about 4 years. He pissed me off. I was standing outside his vehicle and like whatever our conversation was, he like pissed me off and was like, we like broke up, but we were still talking kind of. And like whatever the conversation was, he pissed me off. And then he was like, hey, like I'm leaving now, and like went to drive away. And I was dead ass like standing right beside his vehicle, like right close. And he like pinned it off where I was like, you could have literally ran my foot over.
Are you kidding me?
Which just pissed me off. So the second he did that, I was holding my keys in my hand. So I just lifted my arm like this and held my keys out, and they dragged along his vehicle. So I was like, oh, you're going to run my foot over? I'm going to key your vehicle.
Slay.
Sorry.
Slay.
I don't even think it actually like
did anything.
Keyed it, but I know he saw it because he was like, did you key my... And I was like, I don't know. I put my arm up, so.
That's fun. So I don't know. It just happened.
Well, my keys were just there, and you happened to drive across them.
I thought you were gonna say I hopped in my car and ran and rammed into him,
and then I T-boned him. No, I just was like, a little petty thing where I was like, "Okay, if you're gonna like speed off and like almost run my foot over,
I should
get a little bit of a paint chip." Sorry.
The side of his pretty little
right into the seats. No,
that's.
I
funny.
wish I did something cool like that, but no.
That's funny though. That I could just see you like.
No, literally, I'm standing there like, idiot. Okay.
Okay, asshole.
Yeah, just stupid stuff. I feel like we have another question though that we could answer.
Yeah, let's get into the question.
The
3 questions.
Okay, another one is, how do you communicate boundaries and your needs in a relationship, and what do you do when your partner doesn't respect your boundaries?
When they don't respect your boundaries,
Tell them to go to hell.
yeah, that's a red flag, honey boo boo. You
Yeah.
shouldn't be with somebody who doesn't respect your boundaries. If it happens once, okay, that could slide. You talk to them and you
clear it
say,
up.
clear it up.
Not cool. Don't do it again.
If it happens more than once, he's hitting the door.
So any person in life who doesn't respect your boundaries that you've set is not someone you want in your life. Because
No.
if they showed you that they don't respect your boundaries, like, that's not just going to change after
No.
them not doing it once or twice, you know?
Yeah. No, it's so true. If somebody does something to you once and it keeps happening, they're not going to change. Like,
after you've told them how it hurt you and you don't like that and you're like, don't do it again, and they
Yeah.
do it again, well, it's like they just don't give a shit about your feelings. So
clearly.
yeah. But I would say to set boundaries and needs, definitely just like have a conversation and be like, I've just been feeling away. I would absolutely love to like set some boundaries. Like, I'm actually not super comfortable with like this, and what I need from a relationship is, you know, XYZ. And like, you need to label them out as, these are my non-negotiables.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not having my boundaries crossed.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you've expressed that, and to have someone then understand and be like, cool, got
Mhm.
it. I feel like that's when you know you can really respect them, because
Mhm.
when someone does respect your boundaries, you obviously just have respect for them because they know and they care to not
Mm-hmm.
hurt you, cross the line, such and such. But someone who knows fully what your boundaries are and continues to do it, that's how you know, like I just said, they really don't care as much about your feelings as they say they do.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my take on that. Definitely just be straight up, be honest. You're in this relationship, it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
They need to know what lines
Yeah.
they can and cannot cross with you, and
Yeah.
you should know the same. Like, you should be like a fair and honest conversation with both partners. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I second that. If, you know, you're not respected, if they don't respect your boundaries, if it happens more than once, you're not compatible. Like, don't ever accept being disrespected, or don't ever accept somebody pushing your boundaries, because
No.
you will find somebody out there that will respect them. They're just not the right person for you at this moment,
It's just not worth it.
and they don't love you enough to respect that. So yeah.
So why would you want that, right?
No, literally.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty just a cut and dry answer. Like,
Yeah.
if someone doesn't respect your boundaries, it's different when someone doesn't know about your boundaries and
Yeah.
they don't respect them, because how can you know and how can you just assume, right? But yeah, I would just say that you want to have a real conversation. You want to know their boundaries. Like, it's not just, like I just said, it's a two-way street. And then fourth, their actions is how you'll know if they respect your boundaries or not. And yeah, definitely, like, no one, like anyone in life, I've had to like grow a lot and like do my own setting of boundaries, even just like with my parents, with family, with friends. Like, I've told people, like, I don't like this and I'm not going to tolerate it. Like, I don't want that. I don't want you saying those things around me. I don't want this conversation happening when I'm around. I don't want you asking for this from me, because like that's not my job. That's not, you know what I mean? I had to set like lots of boundaries with my dad at one point, because I feel like conversation wise, like, especially like because my parents divorced and whatever, and it was like a tough, like, I felt like very much the middle person, and that brought a lot of like stress and weight down on my shoulders, because it's like
100%.
my parents beefing with each other and I'm like the middle person. And I had to set a lot of boundaries there, being like, you know, we're not talking shit about my other parent to me.
No.
Like, I love this person, and like I'm not the person to do it and whatever. And I mean, this was a long time ago, but like, I'm glad that I set those boundaries. And
Yeah, good for you.
it's really hard to set boundaries with like a parent too,
Yeah.
because I feel like parents kind of feel as though they're entitled
100%.
to not to everything in your life, but it's like they're entitled to like know everything or like be able to say anything to you,
Yeah.
which is definitely not the case. Every single person in the world does not have any specific rights to your
No matter who they
access at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, absolutely, we don't want people that are disrespecting our boundaries in life. Yeah, it's just not worth it. And then when you're around people that do respect your boundaries, you'll notice the difference in how just an overall good feeling you have around those people and in life.
At the end of the day, communication is key.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you communicate properly, after that, if they don't respect it, that's where you draw the line.
Yeah.
Period. So yeah.
Like I said, when people don't know your boundaries, it's hard to just, they don't know that they are crossing them.
I mean,
until you say
how
something.
would they? And sometimes like it has to happen for you to know your boundaries.
Yeah.
Like, oh wait, I actually don't like this.
Yes, very true. That
right?
is true.
So that's also a factor, is like maybe you could get to know your boundaries with that person too, and then like establish them.
Yeah.
But as long as they're not disrespected more than once going forward, it's okay.
Yeah. And also don't feel bad about having boundaries and setting them with people. Like that's so normal, and it's so healthy to have boundaries. Make them known, make them proud, be proud of it that you have boundaries, because that's like a very mature thing to do. Yeah, especially in a relationship, because it's like you do not have to be in this relationship at all. So why would you be with someone who doesn't respect what you need in life? Yeah, when you could just be on your own, where you're someone who respects yourself, right? Yeah. Also, just one of my biggest relationship tips is just to be open and honest. I feel like I'm already a very open and honest person. So I feel like that's one of my strong suits in a relationship, because I mean, though I haven't been one in a long time, but it makes me excited to be, because I feel like the person I am today will be really good in a relationship, and I like want to put myself to the test to be like, okay, I know in my head how I should act in all these situations, so it's like I want to be able to actually like be in it, put myself to the test. Like I already am so honest, and you know, when something's not going the way, or even if it's something simple, I'll be like, I don't like that. Don't do that. Yeah. And it's like, oh, it's funny. It's like, no, it's not funny. Like I actually don't like that, and please don't do that again. Yeah. Like. Yeah. And, you know, some people will be like, oh, I don't want to like embarrass the other person or something. But it's like, no. Yeah. It's literally your life. You want to be respected. Like, do you want to be the happiest you can be? Yes. Don't let people disrespect you. And in that case, you have to tell people how to respect you. Yes. Yeah. Just be friggin' honest. Honesty. There's no point. Is the best policy. Yes. No, that's what I've learned too, like growing up. And just makes it tougher for each person on both sides. Honesty is so important. Like I used to sugarcoat, I used to lie about so many little things to save others, to save myself. Nowadays, oh my gosh, I'm going to tell you the real truth, honest, even with friendships. If you ask me, hey, do you want to hang out today? But honestly, I'm doing nothing, I just don't want to. I will straight up be like, hey, I'm honestly not feeling it today. Yeah. I'm not going to go make up some elaborate excuse like, oh, actually, you know, I'm going skiing to the mountain. Like, I'm not going to make an excuse. Also, then that's also respecting your boundaries too, in the sense of not just being like, okay, to people please, I'm going to say yes, but then not be like fully content with what you said yes to. Yes. Right? It's so true. Like, I'd way rather people be honest than like lie and make excuses. Yeah. I'm not very much a people pleaser at all. I think people who are very important to me, and it's like, yeah, like I can, whatever, like we can go do this because I know you want to. I know it will be fun. It's just not my first choice. Like I'll do things like that. But if someone's like, oh, let's, I don't know, something, and I'm like, I really don't want to do that. I'll be like, no, we're not doing that. Like we can figure something else out, right? And like I get the need or the internal like instinct to people please, but like I've said a million times, it's your life and you got to do what like is making you happy and not live it for other people. Even though other people are a great part of your life when you have good people in it. So it's like, yeah, it's just finding balance within that. And it all boils down to that. Yeah. Friendships, relationships, like everything. It makes me laugh sometimes because actually, well, I make my parents laugh all the time because they like ask me questions and I'm so honest that I just give them my honest answer. Like my dad thinks it's hilarious when he'll be like, oh, like, can you do this or something with your car? Or, like he said something, he's like, well, maybe you can go by and like get an oil change tomorrow or whatever. And I was just like, no. And he's like, why? And I'm like, I just don't want to. And he's like, okay, thanks for being honest. But I'm like, sorry, I just don't want to. I don't want to go get an oil change. I hate going to the mechanics and all that stuff where there's guys there. I'm like, I don't want to go. I'm like, unless someone else takes my car, you come with me. Like, I don't want to go. Yeah. But it's just funny because it's always specifically like my dad, because he'll like ask me, be like, oh, can you do this? Or like, oh, did you do that? And I'm like, no. Like, nope, don't want to. Nope. Don't like it. Just straight up with my answers, and he thinks it's so funny. He's like, I respect it, but it's just funny. Yeah. No, I love honesty. There's no point in not being honest. That's what I always say. It's always gonna bite you in the ass. Yeah. One way or another. Yeah. Because you're gonna get fed up of not be of like sugarcoating things or making up excuses. Be like in the people's, like the other people will be like, hey, you literally like, can you just tell the truth? Or like, can we actually, because then that person is like not acting, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, no, I do. Or you're tired at yourself because like you keep putting yourself into situations where you're not happy because you don't know how to say no, or you don't know how to be honest, right? Yeah, no, 100%. Like it'll affect both ways. So yeah, no, that's something that like I've learned definitely growing up is how to not be a people pleaser and how to just be honest in situations. It's so important, and I feel like that's only something that you really learn how to do through like growing up and making those mistakes. Yeah, life experience for sure. Exactly, yeah. So I guess that's something we could have added to our list when we did that episode about things we've learned in our 20s. True. Because that's like a big one, honestly. Yeah. And at that same time, like it can just be people pleasing with like anything. Like literally when you go, I said this before, even if you go to a cafe and they made your drink wrong, like you're gonna sit there and be like, wow, I paid $8 for this and I don't even like it. Like that sucks. It's like, no, they're a business. If they're reputable, like they'll turn around and they'll be okay and happy that you came. We're like, oh, we can make your experience better. Like thanks.
There you go. Yeah.
For telling us, let's make you something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or even if just I don't know, just silly little situations that it's like, hey, just speak up.
Stand up for yourself.
Just speak up.
Within reason.
Yes. That's it we had for questions. Is there any other like tips or things you can think of for relationships?
I mean, not really. I feel like we said the bulk of it. Being in a relationship is great for some people. Being single is great for some people. It really just depends like what part of your journey you're on and what's meant to be in your life at this point. If all your friends are in a relationship and you're the only single one, don't feel like you're doing something wrong because of that, or don't feel like there's something wrong with you because of that. Every single person is on their own path, and you're single right now for a reason, and you will meet your person one day, but you also have to be okay with yourself before you're going to meet the right person, and you have to learn and experience things before they're going to come into your life. I always hear a lot of people moan about how all their friends are in relationships and like they're the only single one, and they say it as a bad thing. And I'm sure like being a single person, you obviously would crave that to be in a relationship from time to time. I totally get that. Yeah. But I feel like there's just people who revolve their whole life moaning about it, like mourning about it, and being like, ugh, like I'm so single. But it's like, you're not probably going to be single for the rest of your life here, so take advantage of it while you can. Work on yourself, have fun. Because
that's what I say, because that's like my position, right? I'm like, this is a great time, I'm single, I'm happy, life is good. So why not take advantage of that? Because I'm like, at some point, like I'll probably be married and have kids and be with this person forever. So like, take advantage of the time you have to learn yourself.
No, it's so true.
And whatever. And
don't let a relationship hold you back. A lot of people get stuck in relationships where I feel like I don't know, it's not just toxic, but it also could really hold them back. If you're with the right person, they won't hold you back.
No.
Of doing anything.
No. Exactly.
But yeah, I guess
I know I'm one of those people that like literally all of my friends are, if I think about it, actually every single one of my friends is in a relationship. Besides Hannah, like me and Hannah are the two that aren't.
I was gonna say
everybody else
Hannah
is in like a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
Well, I have one friend that's like kind of on and off, which no comment. Sometimes, you know, when you're just like with people, you're like, girl, come on.
Yeah,
like, just,
no,
like,
I know.
Just because in your head you're like, I know what's right for you.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you're like, just listen to me.
Yeah.
But obviously everyone's gonna do their own thing, and we make mistakes. We do things that are good. We do things that are bad. Yeah. Everyone's gonna learn at their own pace. Yeah. And though it might be frustrating, also as a bystander friend, when your friend is going through relationship stuff, and you're like, okay, well, the obvious answer is to do this. It's like, well, it's not really the easiest answer for them, nor will they do that or not. It's obviously everyone's going to do their own thing. Yeah. And you just got to support your friends or support whoever, because
hold their hand.
Yeah, like we've said before, we've both been in a relationship where you're like literally stuck in it, and you know what, probably your friends and people are like, girl, get out of this.
No, from the outside POV, they're like,
I get it. Yeah. And you're just like, I can't.
No, 100%.
Even though you like literally want to yourself. But yeah, in the wise words of RuPaul, if you don't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else? Damn. Can I get an amen?
Amen, girl.
So, self-love.
Self-love, hearts. One thing I also wanted to mention quickly before we end this off is, let's say you are single and you are stuck in the cycle of dating guys, but then they're just all toxic, right? This is you right now. You're like in a circle, like repeating the same cycle over and over and over again. Getting dizzy, girl. I have some people that I know that are kind of in that circle that just keep repeating the same shit. I feel like it's important if you're in that situation, whatever it is, to take yourself out of that and be like, if I keep doing what I'm doing, this is going to go on forever. This cycle is not going to end.
It's like a current, like you get stuck in it, like you're stuck. Like it's so hard to get out of. Yes. But once you do, it's like, whew. Yes. Breathe a little, right?
It's like, try pulling yourself out of that and shifting your perspective and try to do something different here. And the cycle will be broken, because I always hear people, even on TikTok, like I come across some videos and people are like, I'm so unlucky, I only date toxic men, blah, blah, blah. But maybe because you're stuck in a cycle that you need to break. So maybe take a break from dating and be like, okay, what can I work on here? Or maybe I just need to stop and see what happens. Like, it's just important to, if you're in one of those toxic cycles, girl, you're not cursed. You just have to break it. And you could do that yourself.
And it goes hand in hand with like us and our manifestation and stuff. It's like that's the energy level you're putting out, so that's what you're receiving.
Yes.
So it's like clearly if you are only attracting bad energy, you got to do some internal work. Like you have to. It's quite obvious. It doesn't mean you're cursed, doesn't mean like, oh, only bad, but if that's what you're thinking, that's what you're attracting. So if you're constantly like, oh, I'm only ever with toxic people, like guys never treat me right, like blah blah blah, it's like, okay, you're gonna keep attracting that same energy.
100%.
So my best advice to like those people is like, step out of it, just try being single. It's gonna be hard. People are always like, oh, like this one of my friends at work, she's like, it's so hard right now, I miss him so much and whatever during this period. Another friend that's like, oh, it's been so hard not talking to him and like I just cry all the time. And I'm like, yes, you feel your feelings, feel your emotions.
Yeah,
that's a great thing. But literally all of a sudden one day you won't even know it's coming. You'll be like, I don't give a shit. I'm fine. It'll just hit you one day. And there's no time, like specifically when, but one day you will be fine. You'll literally be over it. Or you'll be at the point where you're like, I literally don't need this person anymore and I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm by myself. I'm good. I'm over that hump. And then you're good. And then it's time where you can like, hey, now it's like we're working on me time. I'm doing everything for me. Self-love, whatever. And then once you've gotten to a better place as yourself, loving yourself, knowing yourself, you're just going to attract way more better energy at that point. Yeah. Better relationships, less toxicity. Yeah, no, 100%. Just be present and appreciate every stage that you're in your life, whether that's in a relationship or not in a relationship. Yeah. Literally, that is the advice. And also remember, like, don't compare your relationships or anything to like relationships online, because again, like, people aren't posting like all their fights or any things that they have with their significant others online. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean? If you're like, oh, my couple that is my inspo, I look up to them, it's like, you don't know the ins and outs of their relationships, like what they do on the daily to like make their relationship work, what they've had to go through before. Like, just don't, your relationship is a whole different thing. It is not to compare to anybody else at all. Yeah. Also, okay, I don't mean to blast anybody out there. The laughing, I'm like, where's she going with this? I find that like every couple that like boasts about each other online are like the most unhealthy couples in real life. It's like kind of making up for stuff. No, literally, those couples that post like a 5-paragraph essay on their Instagram post about the other one, I'm like, why do you need to put that out to the public? Every single thing that I give to Joel, whether it's his birthday, his whatever, and I want to express my love to him, I take that the opposite direction of social media. Post whatever you want at the end of the day. But I just, in my personal experience in my life, people who like overpost their significant other and make it seem like everything is perfect when it's not. It's just like, I have experienced that firsthand, where it's like online, everything is like they're writing 5-paragraph essays about themselves. Behind this big extravagant fun things. Yeah, but it's like if you actually knew them in real life. Oh yeah, actually yesterday they were broken up, but today, oh baby, I love you so much. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life. And I'm like, if you have to post and like gloat extravagant things, or you go to such efforts to like talk about the great things, I agree with that. I just feel like the people who, you know, it's just normal to them on the daily, like to, especially with like social media, if they never post their partners, like, I mean, that's fine. Like, it doesn't mean that you don't like them, but it's like, if you're always posting like this amazing stuff about them, I love them, they got me this, they got me that, it's just like, I just feel like the people are truly like in love and like content in their life, they don't do that, because it's like they're posting that stuff for everyone else to validate their relationship. No, it's not, because then they're gonna get a bunch of comments. They're oh my god, you guys are so cute about their relationship, love that no one knows about. It's so true. If you went to my Instagram page, you honestly would never even know I'm in a relationship. And that's just my personal preference. I feel like I share a lot of my life online, and one thing that is so special to me is my relationship. And I prefer to just keep that private, on the private side. Not saying I'm never going to post. I mean, I've posted little photos of us here and there and stuff, but not saying I'm never going to post anything. But from the day-to-day, anniversary, whatever, I really like to keep that private. Yeah. And a special moment between us. Since I share so much of my life already, I just don't feel the need to also share like my relationship. And I don't need any external validation. And I really don't want it. So yeah, it's just when I think about it, it's kind of funny, because it's like I never post about my relationship. I've already decided, like, in my head, I'm like, when I'm in my like next relationship, there's no posting on anything that I'm even seeing anyone. Like, maybe I would say something about it like on the podcast, but there would be no photo, video proof anywhere of this person until we are official. Once we are official dating, after a little while of official dating, could be back of the person photos. Like,
Yeah.
I am never going to take the handle of my partner.
Yeah.
I don't want you to go and search his account and know his full name.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would post pictures that are kind of like subtle, like, hey, clearly she has a boyfriend.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
and not like it to be a big secret. Like, yeah, if you found out who it is, like, so be it, whatever. Yeah. But like, do I want to post that person all over?
Yeah.
No, and also for the respect that in case, you know, if things like say didn't work out or something, it's like not as awkward. You don't go through and delete all the photos they have together. But I eventually think I would post photos together. I think it would just be like, not depending on how long you've been together, but I feel like if I'm like, no, this is dead us, like this is my soulmate person, this picture is so cute, I'm gonna post it. Yeah. But I'm not gonna like be posting everywhere gloating and being like,
it's like,
but it's gonna take a long time to get me to that point. I'm not trying to like put anyone on my social media until I'm like, no, we're engaged.
It's called privacy, not secret.
Yes, exactly.
It's privacy. Like, I talk about,
and people online are weird too. Like, I don't want you messaging my boyfriend being like, hey.
No,
like,
they're weird.
You're weird. Especially when people know it's your boyfriend. I feel like people act different. There's girls that would literally message like my ex-boyfriend because like they knew we were dating.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, that's weird. You're gross and weird.
No, that is just so weird.
Like, how are you gonna be someone who like likes me as like a person and then is like gonna try and like hit on my boyfriend? Yeah. It's just weird.
No, I don't like that at all.
But I get that, totally privacy, and I respect that you guys do that. But like, also, Joel doesn't have any social media.
No,
right?
I was just gonna say like,
get
Joel,
you a man that has no social media. That first.
Joel's like a mystery man. I feel like
he is.
Like, you could go to my Instagram, maybe find like 2 photos of him, maybe down there.
He's in your vlogs, but like you never like see his face that often.
No, I was gonna say he like to you guys, since you can't search him up and see anything about him. He must be a mystery man to everybody.
He has no social media, and that's not like, oh, Michaela's hiding him really well. She's not. He is it, and he don't got no accounts.
Imagine I have like a burner name for him. I just tell everybody his name.
Yeah. Private, not secret.
Yeah,
100%.
No, that's seriously
that's my vibe with just like my whole life in general. To be honest,
literally 100%. Like, as much as I share on social media, I still live a private life, I would say, you know.
Absolutely.
Which I feel like is a very good balance with everything in life. She should be your best friend. Yes. She is key.
We love her.
We do. Good relationship with it.
Yes. Well, that just about wraps up our episode. We definitely, we told you we only had like 3 questions to answer, but we definitely got deep into other alternatives of conversation within the topics and questions we were asked. So yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed that. And like always, we always say, if you have any suggestions or topics or anything you want to know, you can always comment on any of the platforms, any of our social medias, send us a DM. Yeah, so that was episode 13, lucky number episode 13.
Lucky number. She was a good lucky number.
Chatty today.
Yeah, we were.
Which I was honestly like really tired when I came here, like from the weather. I'm just
me
I was
too.
literally like in the car here, like I'm sleepy.
The energy's tired today, but I feel like we sat on this couch and the vibe was here.
Zen.
The vibe was
just
here.
Like,
yep. 13 was like boosting.
Yes.
Boosting us.
Boosting us to the sky.
To the sky.
But yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting. We appreciate it as always. Yeah, thank you guys. Love you. And don't forget to follow us on every platform. Subscribe. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Do you not want to be notified? Thank you very much. It's free, so you could hit it for free. Don't need to put in a credit card. Just hit the button, girl. Also, we recently popped off on Spotify. We have way more followers on Spotify than we do anywhere else. So if you're listening to this on Spotify, you should absolutely go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See the vibe, see where get the visual of what you're hearing. Get the visuals. Come see our faces. It's fun. Thanks again, guys. Yeah, thanks again. We love you, and we will see you in our next episode. Bye. Bye.